Hey, Mackenzie, if you go through this forum, you'll see a lot of my replies comment on the importance of describing your intent, your methodology, and your conceptual development. And the reason that's relevant is because in order to give a good, accurate critique, your peers, as well as your instructor, as well as in a professional setting, your art director, your creative director would need to know some preliminary information. So for example, why did you use the fonts you used? Why did you use the colors you used? What is your concept? What is your methodology? Really, and for a good example, take a look at Emily's post. She did a wonderful job describing these things. So the person that's reading this can just look at the work and comment on everything that she has here. Right now, without that written information, all we can comment on are the visual attributes. There are a lot of questions I have as far as your concept development goes, and that's strictly because it wasn't described. And I don't mean to sound discouraging. I'm just trying to tell you this because this will be expected of you as a professional designer in a very short period of time when you enter the field. Okay, so let's go ahead. So that's important. If you have any questions on that, let me know. All right. So I get where you're going here, and I think this is an interesting concept right here. This is indicative of the stripes on her veil, and that's strong. I think that's important. And this is the bottom of the poster. I think it's done beautifully. This is a little bit forceful. I think this is a really aggressive font. This is called Copperplate, and it's all cap. Actually, I shouldn't say it's all cap, but the small caps resemble to a very high degree of all caps. It's an aggressive typeface. It's got a lot of contrast. It's got a lot of aggressive serifs. I don't think it's suitable for Mother Teresa only because it's so aggressive. I would recommend a different typeface, something that maybe has a little bit more finesse to it, a little bit more of a humanistic characteristic or attribute. So think about that. Now, this is fantastic. I love this. This is so strong. So, and we can see that this is a representation of a human face, and this is her veil. And you're not doing anything, you're not force feeding anybody, like drawing an eyes and a mouth in there. You're letting the imagination pick that up. That's good stuff. So the relationship between that and that's a home run. Concept is solid. My recommendations are this. Right now, Mother is so much bigger than Teresa. It's taking precedence over, and that shouldn't be. I mean, she's known as Mother Teresa, right? She's not. No, I mean, there shouldn't be emphasis on Mother. These should be equal. So maybe keep those the same scale. Maybe even consider one line just to kind of represent, or two lines. It doesn't matter either way. The horizontal nature echoes the horizontal nature of these stripes. So that's good too. So you might try one, you might try two. If you're going to try two lines with Mother Teresa, I would left align that. Okay, that's great though. That needs to be finessed. Now I'm going to zoom in here because I want to show you some things. I'm wondering if you're working in Photoshop, and let me show you the reason I say this is right now we got a lot of damage here. You can see this right here. That's just really damaged. My recommendation here is just to put this kind of veil top on the default O for the typeface. I think a sans serif typeface, something like Universe, Gil Sans maybe, would really suit nicely, but we don't want this whole piece placed in here. You just kind of want to illustrate that veil over the O, all right? And then we see a lot of like pixelization here and stuff, so I'm just wondering where this was rendered, or it seems to be somewhat poor quality. That could just be the PDF. So I just want to make sure that you're not working in Photoshop, because you should be working in either Illustrator or InDesign. Okay. All right. So I think it's a really solid concept with this, and this is tight, but execution, we need to execute a little bit more thoroughly, a little bit more thoughtfully, a little bit more concept driven. Okay, so I hope my comments make sense. I'll be out of the studio on Saturday, so I won't be able to address any questions, comments, or resubmissions on Saturday. But if you want to recompose this work and submit it, let's say tomorrow, Friday, then I can get comments back to you so you can make the appropriate adjustments for your final submission for the front of the poster, which is this Sunday. Then next week we will move into the back of the poster. So the front of the poster needs to be solid and tight before we move into the back of the poster, right? So the point I'm trying to make is, if you want to recompose, resubmit tomorrow, I'll be glad to make additional comments. All right, really good start. If you have any questions at all, I'm just a click away. Please let me know. I'll get on it immediately. All right, really fantastic. Whoops, fantastic start. Okay, good job. Thanks. Thank you very much, Mackenzie.